Good Friday morning. See the damage caused by Hurricane Milton.
See which world leader met with President Biden this week.
And find out more information about voting. Get the coffee ready and open up those eyes because you're waking up with Cardinal weather.
From Ball State Unified Media, you're waking up with Cardinal weather, live from the Ball State Weather Center.
Good Friday morning to you. You're waking up with Cardinal weather. I'm Demo Robinson.
And I'm Jackson White.
Hurricane Milton slammed over Florida 2 nights ago with the winds reaching 180 miles per hour, making it the strongest hurricane ever so late in the season in the Gulf of Mexico. But it wasn't the hurricane force and winds and storm surge causing havoc. Lee Waldman is in Sarasota, Florida with the latest.
This is the first time we've seen it this bad.
While all eyes were on Hurricane Milton's monstrous anticipated storm surge,
You can feel that tornado coming through.
a wave of fast-spawning tornadoes added to the storm's destructive impact in several cities.
We always prepare for the hurricanes. There's no way we could have predicted this type of tornadic activity.
At one point in St. Lucie County, 3 twisters hit the ground in less than 25 minutes, according to an analysis of National Weather Service data. Those tornadoes are blamed for several fatalities, a number that could rise as search crews continue to assess and clear damaged structures. Daylight hours Thursday are bringing the full scope of Milton's damage into focus. Some areas outside of the evacuation zones were not immune to the storm's fury.
We had people that evacuated here to make sure they were safe. These are people that live day to day, and they have nothing.
Some roads are still dangerous due to flooding, debris, and potential downlines. Do not risk it.
Milton's storm surge, though less than expected, still landed a powerful punch, with some areas seeing a surge of more than 5 feet over normal high tides. St. Petersburg experienced a once-in-1,000-year rainfall, and Naples hitting their second highest watermark on record. Water rescue teams were busy overnight and throughout the day. As Milton moves out to sea off Florida's east coast, it leaves a storm-exhausted but optimistic state behind.
There's a lot of cleanup ahead of us, but we've done this before and we're going to do it again.
In Sarasota, Florida, I'm Lee Waldman reporting.
The final remnants of Milton's rainfall moved off Florida's east coast yesterday afternoon. Still, breezy conditions will persist over much of Florida's peninsula, especially for the eastern coastal areas throughout the day.
After leaving a trail of death and destruction across Florida, Milton is no longer a hurricane. That's according to the National Hurricane Center. The storm merged with a cold front stretched across the western Atlantic and is now considered a post-tropical cyclone. As of last afternoon, it was 200 miles northeast of the Cape Canaveral, Florida. Tropical storm conditions and storm surges continued over the portions of the southeast coast, even as Milton pushed further offshore. More than 3 million people are without power. Hundreds of utility trucks shown in your screen here were deployed to damaged areas to assist those with no power. Included in that army of utility were some of Indiana, Michigan's power crew, the same company that feeds power to Delaware County. The power company said on a Facebook post that they sent crews to Kentucky, Tennessee, and Virginia to help in restoration efforts.
We're so happy that even though the storm is not affecting us in the Midwest, we do have Midwest, resources that can help on the eastern coast, and of course lend a hand where we can. I'm very happy that, of course, those winds and those, that rainfall isn't really getting up into the Midwest.
And obviously everything going on down there, just got to make sure everyone's okay and all that.
Here's Tyler with local weather.
Yes, no hurricanes here, at least here in Indiana, but right now our current temperatures, 51 in Muncie, 49 in Indianapolis, are a little bit warmer than yesterday, 5 degrees warmer here, about the same here in Indianapolis, but as you're getting out the door, heading to work, maybe taking the kiddos off to school, right now we can see those temperatures at 56 degrees. Again, a little chilly, but we are going to be warming up, 61 by 10 a.m., a high of 80 by this evening for tonight. So what are we tracking for tomorrow, or for today? We're going to see a warmer weekend approaching. We're going to get a little windy, and we're going to see some cooler, more seasonable temps coming your way. Back to you guys at the desk.
Coming up, see which world leader met with President Biden.
And And that's after your weather now.
President Joe Biden held a direct 30-minute phone call with Israeli counterpart Benjamin Netanyahu on Wednesday. It was their first conversation in almost 2 months amid rapidly escalating tensions in the Middle East. Biden has grown frustrated on that Netanyahu appears to brush off his advice and recommendations. Press Secretary Karine Jean-Pierre says after a phone call, the two leaders discussed a range of issues. She did not provide any details about Israel's planned retaliation for last week's missile barrage on Iran. Biden has said it should not include an attack on Iranian nuclear sites. The White House said that the leaders agreed to remain in close contact over the coming days, both directly through their national security teams.
New research finds that keeping your brain sharp as you age has a lot to do with your heart. The American Heart Association says that identifying and treating vascular risk factors early may help preserve normal brain function, thus reducing the burden of Alzheimer's disease and other related dementias. The AHA says nearly 130 million adults in the United States have some form of heart disease, according to the World Health Organization. Coronary heart disease, which is the buildup of plaque in the body's arteries, is the lead killer in the world. It affects the brain because the arteries narrow, reducing blood flow to the brain and causing damage to the small blood vessels. Experts say that people are getting sicker and sicker earlier in life, so this call to action is critical.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, that stuff is extremely serious. I would definitely say so.
Oh, yeah. Here's a toss to your national weather with Olivia.
Thanks, guys. So unfortunately, we still are experiencing some above average temperatures for this time of year. We're not really seeing those fall temperatures that everyone wants to see. 51 degrees in Muncie right now, 69 down in Texas, above average overall for right now. And then we're going to get up to 90 degrees in Dallas-Fort Worth, 85 degrees in Kansas, hitting some triple-digit numbers for highs, nearing record-breaking temperatures. And the probability for above-average temperatures to continue for the next week or so is likely for much of the United States. We can see above average all through the Great Plains and some more near normal temperatures for us, but still slightly above average temperatures will continue. The radar is mostly clear because we have this high pressure system sitting over most of the eastern portions of the United States, and there is a little bit of convection up here, some precipitation that might make its way through into our area when a cold front comes through. But for right now, we can see in the Nebraska, Colorado, Kansas region, this fire warning, or fire watch, excuse me, for low humidity, warm temperatures, and strong winds, and a fire watch out in Michigan, similar conditions, but they're more likely to see fires in the next 24 hours. So there's just kind of this dry trend of conditions, and then out in the New England region, dry conditions as well, but freezing temperatures as a cold front is coming through for that area. Down in Florida, now that Milton has dissipated, Florida is dealing with lots of flooding, flooding conditions around the coast, and hopefully they will be provided with relief soon. And For right now, we can see as precipitation with some convection coming through the area going into Saturday, hopefully providing us with a little bit of relief for our drought conditions going into next week. So I'm excited for some fall temperatures to come through. I don't know about you guys, but I'm sick of this heat.
Yeah, it's yesterday I walked outside with a nice little jacket, nice little layers going outside, and had to take it off. I had to put it back in my backpack. Had to go back to my dorm to change because it's kind of hot.
Yeah, I mean, you start with cold weather and then you just see it, and you start in the middle of the day, it's 80 degrees out again. You got to take off and go back to shorts.
Yeah, unfortunately, it seems like that's going to continue for the next week or so.
Thank you, Olivia. Coming up, see why more Americans are applying for unemployment benefits.
And that's after your weather now.
Welcome back. The time is 8:11 and you're taking a live look outside the Cooper Science Building. This past Monday was the last day to register to vote. The voter outreach group Grassroots hosted an event in Muncie that allows citizens to register. News of Indiana's Amelia Winters shows us how this effort is hoping to get more people on the polls.
With the general election approaching fast, exercising your right to vote is useful, especially in local elections. In the 2020 general election, only 58% of those registered to vote in Delaware County voted, which makes Delaware County among the lowest in the state for voter turnout. However, this year, Grassroots, a voter outreach program, hosted an event to help citizens in Muncie register to vote with the intent to help change the statistic.
Your vote means something. Every vote means something. So if you don't do it, you're just wasting your voice.
Among those registered to vote are citizens with criminal backgrounds who add to the statistic of low voter turnout. Regardless of your background, voting helps advocate for change.
There are opportunities for them to put back into society things that maybe they have taken away from society.
However, many citizens with previous criminal backgrounds are unaware of their voting rights.
Many individuals on felony probation here in Delaware County that don't realize they still have the ability to vote unless that right has been removed via a court order.
For many citizens in Delaware County, safety is a main issue they focus on.
As a public safety official, when we discuss issues related to public safety in Muncie, Delaware County community, that the public is involved in public safety.
No matter your background, citizens should make themselves heard by voting for what they believe in. In Muncie, Amelia Winter, Newslink, Indiana.
Early voting starts today right after the show at 8:30. You can cast your early ballot at the Delaware County building Monday through Friday until 4. That is up until the election day on November 5th.
Grant County is one of 18 counties now under an active burn ban. 7 of those were in the last 48 hours. This map shown on your screen now is from the Indiana Department of Homeland Security. Any county highlighted in red is under an active ban. The counties in green, including Delaware County, are areas that were previously under a ban. Homeland Security says that under a burn ban, burning any flammable matter is forbidden. This is with the exception of grilling materials.
And well, of course, Delaware County is getting lifted from that band. It's starting to feel a lot more like fall.
Yeah, a little bit. We're back and kind of feeling more October-y, to say the least.
Some bonfires going on.
Yeah.
But of course, if you are under that ban, please don't. But let's see if you can even have a bonfire this time, how the weather's going. Here's Tyler once again with your local weather.
Yes, we got a blue skies sunrise right here across our county warning area. And even when we zoom out across the tri-state area, not much going on our radar right now. Pretty clear day. You can see here today we got that, right now that temperature is at 54 degrees. We are hitting that high again of today, about 80 degrees. Going to be pretty sunny out. Tonight we're going to remain clear, 54 degrees. Going to be a little chilly, not as cold as this morning though. So we're going to step this out, take a look at your precision cast, see if you can have that bonfire tonight. So right now we're going to have some clouds that are going to kind of move in tomorrow morning, and then throughout the day they're going to move out, kind of give us another clear evening. Saturday night, we're going to see a couple other clouds move in throughout the night, but again Sunday morning is going to be pretty clear once again. Temperature-wise, though, we are going to see that high near 80 today. Tomorrow, we are going to see that low, or that high, again near 80. Temperatures by tomorrow night for that bonfire is going to be in that low 70, high 60s. So, pretty beautiful day coming up tomorrow. Sunday, we are going to have almost near same temperatures once again. So, great bonfire. The only thing that I see right now with the problem with that bonfire is your wind gusts. Okay, this weekend we are going to see some winds pick up. We got Saturday we're going to have winds up to 20 mile an hour. Sunday we're going to see those increase up to 25 miles an hour. And the big talk right now amongst the weather community is the drought. The current drought monitor. Right now here in Muncie, we are under an abnormally dry, but up here in Grant, Randolph, and Jay County, we are going to see those conditions be a little bit drier. So with these high winds, with these dry conditions, I wouldn't be surprised to see maybe a burn ban coming up within the next couple of days, unfortunately. But as for your 7-day forecast, we are going to be a little bit warmer. A slight chance of showers on Sunday, but we are going to get back to those more seasonable temps, mid to upper 50s and even low 60s to start off the week.
Once again, it's unfortunate that we are under a dry as far as conditions going on, so that burn ban might be coming back, unfortunately.
Yeah, but it seems like the weather won't be that bad. It seems like more foul weather is going to come, and then eventually the burn ban will go away, and maybe we'll get some rain.
Yep, we are seeing these. We finally, for the first time in a long time, we are going to be seeing these more fall-like temperatures. We're getting back to the 50s, back to those fall bikes. Yeah. Pumpkin patches and pumpkin spice.
Who doesn't like hoodie weather?
Flannels.
Exactly.
Flannels are great. Love the colors with that.
Oh yeah.
I'm looking forward to it. I'm looking forward to. I know we're gonna be working that day, but Halloween's coming up. That festive season's coming up, so I can't wait to go out to some haunted houses. Maybe possibly go trick or treating later in the evening with my nephew or whatnot.
Last night we actually we're in a G4 warning for our auroras. So I went out and seen some auroras last night. It was beautiful weather. It was like 60 degrees. We were able to stand out and just kind of really observe this really natural phenomenon. It was beautiful.
For those that are watching, of course, at home, take time in trying to see that aurora because we won't see it for another 10 years. So please take time to see that. Thank you, Tyler.
Not a problem. Thanks, guys.
Coming up, see which movie characters we think we best at football.
And that's after your weather now.
Welcome back to Waking Up with Cardinal Weather. I'm Max Robson with sports. Many football movies have been made in the past with some of the greatest fictional athletes of all time to play for those teams. But what if you made a team of star movie athletes that weren't exactly athletes? Let's start with the coaches. For head coach, who else but Master Oogway? Oogway is the Kung Fu Panda Bill Belichick with countless reasons to believe in him. Oogway correctly chose Po to be the Dragon Warrior. He knows ball. Because he also single-handedly stopped Tai Lung when nobody else could, he has the respect. But the offensive coordinator, Patches O'Houlihan, if you can catch a wrench, you can catch a ball. Patches may have some unconventional practice strategies, but they work, and he's proved it after taking the average Joes to win the dodgeball championship. But with a good coaching staff, we need a good team. All good teams start with an amazing offensive line. At the center is Donkey Kong from the Mario movie. Donkey Kong may seem a little small, but he's a carbon copy of Jason Kelce. He's going to get to that second level and clear the lane for the backfield. At the guards are King Kong and Godzilla from Godzilla vs. Kong. King Kong will hold its own against any defensive lineman in the league, as well as be a staple speedy puller for those trap plays. Godzilla may be a little slower, but it is an immovable object. Although there's no way Godzilla will make it to the second row, no one will make it behind. Finally, at our offensive tackles is the indomitable snow monster from Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer and the Wampa from Star Wars. These snow beasts do the same job as each other. They both have that lateral quickness to stop any speedy rushers from getting behind them while being strong enough to push away anyone. As the old line holds down the fort, we need athletes to get open for this QB to pass to. At wide receiver is Air Bud from Air Bud. This is the most simple explanation there is. Nobody can guard Air Bud. At the tight end is the Iron Giant from Iron Giant. We need a good check down target, and the Iron Giant is just that. On top of this, the Iron Giant will be a great blocker. At the slot is Dash from Incredibles. This is my Tyreek Hill, my Cooper Kupp on the squad. A short, speedy receiver that will live for the short routes. He'll find an open space and fly around. Finally, we got Mewtwo from the Pokemon movie. At wide receiver 2, Mewtwo is a deep threat. He's my Julio Jones, my Calvin Johnson. Nobody will guard him on a post fade. And finally, we need a quarterback to get this star-studded squad the ball and some running backs to utilize this O-line. At the helm for this offense, who else but Hercules from Hercules? This Greek god will get everyone the ball in the air, has the ability to stretch the field on the ground with blazing speed, and will be great with the press because he is very personable. At fullback, we got Maui from Moana. He may not have the flashiest play, but he's quick enough to move out of the way for running back and can be a receiving threat, as well as being strong enough to move anyone he needs. At running back 1, we got Sonic from the Sonic movie. Sonic's a speedster that will fly through the holes and will be evasive enough to evade all defenders. At running back 2, there's Lightning McQueen from Cars. McQueen is a speedster, but he can also bulldoze anyone out of his way because he is a car. He may struggle with carrying the rock, but we can figure it out. At backup quarterback will be Popeye. He has one purpose, and that is to eat spinach and throw Hail Marys if we have to. He may not have high game IQ, but he can throw that ball further than anyone. And that is my full movie offense. Coming up, we've got your breaking down the science, but that's after your weather now.
Welcome back. In September, we celebrated Pepperoni Pizza Day. But if it's October 11th, that means it's time to celebrate sausage pies. Whether it's served on a thin or thick or even fried or stuffed crust, it's National Sausage Pizza Day. Don't hesitate to add mushrooms, green peppers, and a variety of cheeses. What's even better about sausage pizza is that there are many different kinds of sausages to choose from. While Italian is the classic, smoky sausages like chorizo or even kielbasa can make for a great pie. Celebrate by posting your favorite sausage pizza's variety on social media using the hashtag #SausagePizzaDay.
Man, the thing, well, I don't know what I would do right now for some pizza, but that looks good.
I mean, I know it's morning. It's almost 8:30. I'm proud of, honestly, breakfast pizza. I don't think it's ever been done before.
Breakfast pizza
it might have been
to
done.
be a thing. I don't know.
Might have to. I don't know. Now, here is breaking down the science with Aaliyah.
Yes, today we are going to be talking about storm surge. This is a great topic with all those hurricanes going on in Florida. I'm sure you have heard that term over the past couple days or in the past 2 weeks. So what actually is storm surge? It is an abnormal rise in water generated by a storm. It could be a hurricane or a strong tropical storm. It is when the water goes above the predicted astronomical tide. So it's the change in the water level due to a storm. The main cause of a storm surge is strong winds in a storm. So like this hurricane right here is rotating counterclockwise. So with the winds pushing the water this way, this part of the land will be more prone to storm surge than this side of the land, since this hurricane is pushing the water away from land here, but towards land on that side of it. Some influences of storm surge: pressure being the first one. Low pressure means stronger storms, which means possibly more storm surge. Wind speed and direction, like I said in that picture that I drew, the speed can affect it and the direction and where you are compared to where the hurricane is. The storm size and intensity: a stronger storm, stronger winds, and more prone to storm surge. And it could also be the slope from the bottom of the ocean to the land. So if you have a steeper slope, it's going to take more power and more winds, more force to get that water over that slope than it would if you were just on the beach. You know, the waves go up and off the beach all the time, so it doesn't take that much force to get more water up there. So if you take a look at this picture right here, this house is on the water but is 10 feet above sea level. So if the hurricane is pushing the winds this way, it's going to push the water until eventually it gets over that 10-foot peak and then floods the house. So this is something you really want to be aware of if that is in your area. So some past facts. Hurricane Katrina was a Category 3 hurricane, which produced 28 foot in Louisiana. Hurricane Ike was a Category 2 and produced 20 feet of storm surge in Texas. And Hurricane Irene was a Category 1 and produced 8 to 11 feet in North Carolina. So here are some things to remember. This happens so fast. And it is slower moving storms cause more damage. So if a storm is just hovering over this place, then it's going to have more time to cause more flooding. And also, do not drive in this. Like I said, it happens so fast, it can be a matter of minutes. So it's very crucial that you know what is going on in your area and how to better prepare and stay safe for that.
Thank you, Aaliyah. And here's your final look at weather.
Yes, we are going to see some 80 degrees, some a little bit warmer this weekend, but we are going to be cooling off into those fall-like temperatures to get into the early work week. Chance of rain from some scattered showers up north is going to be possible Sunday afternoon, but overall a pretty mild week once again. What are you guys up to?
Just hanging out, just going to enjoy some NFL football and just, I don't know, even have a bonfire.
Actually, I was going to a pumpkin patch with my friends this weekend, so it's pretty good.
Be beautiful weather for that. Yep. Thank you, guys.
Thank you, Tyler.
Thank you.
And that's all for Cardinal Weather this Friday morning. Thanks for joining us.
We'll see you next week. Have a great rest of your Friday and a fantastic weekend.